HomeLifeRadio.com. Join us now as we walk around our neighborhood exploring brand new worlds from the comfort of your own home. Now welcome to another fine show here on your HomeLifeRadio.com. GF Joe is there. Gluten-free stuff now. Eating without stuff. Da-da-da-da. Gluten-free is here. GF da-da-da. Ya-da-da-da. Ya-da-dee. GF really gluten-free now. GF free is there. Da-da. Da-da-da. Ya-da-da-da-da, gluten-free.
Welcome to your HomeLifeRadio.com. This is the GF Joe Show. We're testing out our new intro. Let me know what you think of that intro. Anybody who wants to submit an intro to my show, just have them email me at gfjoe.com or through my email, josephc@gfjoe.com. We got to get some new intros. That was funny. That was good. We got to, improve it. There's always a choice to do better. I just saw this wonderful little short film by a friend of mine, Nolan Ray. He's an upcoming film director. He's got some little Ridley Scott type of short film. I don't know where can we find that, but he'll have to call in and let me know where we can see his little short film. I am GF Joe. This is the Gluten-Free Hour. Welcome to the GF Joe Radio Show on yourhomeliferadio.com. The GF Joe Show is all gluten-free, baby, for the next hour. 50 minutes now. We're going to have a guest speaker, nutritionist at 5 o'clock. Her name is Candice Joven, and she'll be talking today about nutrition and issues, diet issues, making the right choices. So she'll be calling in a little bit later around 5 o'clock. We have a new trainee on the board today. Claire will be running the board while Nolan is training her diligently. I am gfjoe.com. GF Joe is my little bakery that I have. I'm running around today trying to sell my cupcakes. If you see online, I got my cupcake right there. I can't see. There you go. There it is. GF Joe Radio Show. What is gluten-free? You know what? I do have my little spiel every week. What is gluten and all that stuff? Gluten is a protein that is found in wheat, barley, rice, a lot of grains. Gluten is a protein that I cannot digest, nor can people with celiac cannot digest. They have a reaction, either immune reaction, which is an allergic form. I have the allergy, so I get an allergic reaction. And within minutes, I'll have a headache, a rash. I get unfocused, personality changes. Celiac people have similar problems. They have stomach bloating or diarrhea. Celiac don't even digest, I guess. Their villi is damaged by the protein, gluten. So when they have it, they cannot digest it, and it damages their small intestines. That's celiac disease, or you might know it as celiac sprue. So I've been gluten-free for about 15 years. I'd like to call myself the leading expert in gluten-free diets. If you want to call in and chat about your diets and talking about going gluten-free, it's 727-597-4022. GF Joe is on the microphone right now, 727-597-4022. I suggest that people try a gluten-free diet. Give it a shot. I want to tell you about this guy that I saw over the weekend. He had orange hair, and he showed up in court after he killed 12 people in a theater. And he looked really bad. You know what? He didn't look like he had an overdose of gluten to me. That's what gluten does to you. You can't focus, you can't stay awake. You're almost out of it. You're like 90% just barely hanging on. really sad about that happening over the weekend. All the people in Aurora, Colorado, my hearts and prayers go out to them. In my opinion, they really should hang the guy or do worse. If you find anything worse than hanging the guy, let me know. This is GF Joe Radio Show. I am GF Joe, your host of the Gluten Free Hour. Getting back to my gluten-free diet here. Let me just adjust my right microphone. I hold in my hand a gluten-free cupcake. You probably could see it. This will be hopefully in the stores soon. I was going around to the stores, made it's all gluten-free, dairy-free, wheat-free, egg-free. It's vegan. And there it is, chocolate cupcake with chocolate frosting. I'm gonna accessorize the frosting a little bit later on, maybe tomorrow. Put a little flag on it. Maybe an edible flag, yeah. Anyway, gluten-free. Today, my friend Daryl Kraft will be calling in sometime today. And who else? The regular callers will be, I believe, Charlie and Anne-Marie. Maybe Darren will be calling in later today. Now, we're going to talk about that gluten protein. There's albumins, glutellins, and globulins. Those are the protein of the gluten, that gluten protein, and they're found more in the higher concentrations of wheat, barley, rye, and some in, of course, corn and rice. So you got to have your own reaction to that. I mean, you got to be alert if you have an allergic reaction to corn or rice. I do, so I don't have corn or rice. So I stay away from that. Now there was a couple of athletes that are on gluten-free diets, and they said it works for them. They're doing it by choice, and it improves their performance. And I believe that one of the Djokovic or whatever it is, that tennis player, he says he's off his he got off the gluten-free. He went on a gluten-free diet before his U.S. Open last year, and he felt that when he won the U.S. Open, he attributed his success to the gluten-free diet. He does that. Also, what else does he do is he, once a week, I think he's in the hyperbaric chamber too, like Michael Jackson. But anyway, gluten-free diet. Give it a try. Give it a shot. By the way, gluten-free, some people, when they have products, like years ago, gluten-free was terrible. It was like cardboard, junk. It was bad. Now, today, there's companies coming out with great products, some pastas that are gluten-free. I got my own little brand coming out, GF Joe brand of cookies and cupcakes and cookie dough. I'll be selling just the cookie dough soon. And the gluten-free and dairy-free pizza, which I am looking forward to being in the stores. Yeah, Candace is coming up a little later on today, 5 o'clock. She'll be calling in. We'll be talking about Candace. She's a certified nutritional counselor. And I'll be looking forward to discussing about her opinions about being on a healthy diet, gluten-free. Next week, we're going to have Pamela, maybe from the Good Living magazine here in Tampa Bay. And then coming back to your GF Joe radio show, Daryl Kraft will be calling in. He's out on location somewhere in Florida. But gluten-free is for me. If it's gluten-free, it's definitely for me. It was a struggle in the very early years of being gluten-free because there was not a lot of products out there for myself. And especially being Italian, and my whole diet was Italian products, pizza, pasta, bread. Holy smoke, I couldn't go anywhere. But now I'm eating a lot of fresh fruits, vegetables. I'm a meatitarian. So I have the meat, lean meats, fish, broccoli, salads. Now when it comes to my products that have the gluten-free, mainly the baked goods, the breads, like last night I made the whole grain gluten-free bread. And I make bread fresh every couple of days or so, and I use it as my sandwich. So it's great. Hey, Claire. Are we going to go for that commercial break soon? Do you know how to do a commercial break? Yeah. We're teaching Claire, the engineer, the new trainee, how to do a commercial break and maybe do some music. I am your host, GF Joe, radio show from yourhomeliferadio.com. GF Joe. I'm out.
Let's just fall out of what there is, fall underneath the ground around. Shake the roots of all the trees till they come tumbling down. Let's both pretend we don't exist, ignore each other blatantly, act like nothing ever was, just a fading memory of when containable pain, yeah, of when containable pain. Something that set our lives and threw us off balance. See that everything is just fine, so living in the cadence of recovery, yeah, recovery. That cut that's underneath your skin, the ashes from burned violence. I said, I'm sorry. My little voice, it's weak and small, but full of truth. I say, I'm sorry. The truth can stab into a heart, but lies can make it skip a beat. Hide underneath these willow trees, and maybe I'm not scared of me. So take your turn and I'll stand still, cause maybe this will take a while. Crack the shell I'm covered in, expose my mind to everything. Everything.
Who was that? Welcome back to the GF Joe Radio Show. I'm your host, GF Joe. Right on this line is the homeliferadio.com is the online place where you can go see the show and hear the show is yourhomeliferadio.com. I'm your host, GF Joe. Welcome back. It is 4:45 and my laptop is running out of power. How much minutes I got here? Holy smoke, I got 1 hour. Terrific. You can find me at gfjoe.com. You can find me on the Facebook, GF Joe. I think I'm the only one on GF Joe on Facebook. Yeah. And you can call in if you want, 727-597-4022, yourhomeliferadio.com. Today, like I usually talk, since I'm a gluten-free person, we try to encourage people to have a thinking life here, a successful diet, successful life on yourhomeliferadio.com. You know, I've been reading a lot of books on psychology lately, and there's a lot of great facts that what you think you become. So if you start thinking that you can't do something, whatever you think, you are. You know what I mean? If you can't do it, you can't do it. You're thinking that? So try to change our thinking here. Think health. Think you can make the right decisions, and that includes making right decisions for your health. You have to be, the hottest word today right now is proactive. Oh, I got to be proactive this, proactive that. It is true. You have to get in your life and be proactive. Don't rely on the doctors, which they don't give a shit about. I'm allowed to say the S-H-I-T word on the internet. They don't care. Doctors really don't care. That it's a business to them. And they have a product. Their product is to move people in through that office and move them out because they have to pay their high insurance bills. Find me a doctor that really cares, that says, hey, that will either call you once a month or every so often, hey, I'm just checking in, how are you doing? If we had a doctor that would do that like in the old days, that would call and check on you because you came to them for an issue and they had to follow up. I don't get any follow-up from doctors. No doctor had called me, hey, how's your knee surgery? How's your back? How's your jaw? You have to take a proactive action in your life to take of your health and your fitness. Get out there, be proactive is definitely the word. Take initiative. Take the leadership position. Get out there. Ask the questions. If you don't have any questions, that is bad. You're showing your ignorance. You better have questions when you go to a doctor's office. And if your doctor is overweight or obese, don't walk out of that office. Run out of that office. Get the freak out if your doctor's overweight or obese or anything like that, or smoking. If you see the nurses smoking in that office, change your doctors. Get the F out right away. Or you can help them. Say, hey, listen, doc, tell your nurses to stop smoking or else I'm leaving. And I'm taking a whole bunch of people with me. If we had doctors that really, my personal doctor told me, well, it's your responsibility that you should, well, doc, you know what? You're here to help me. So if I'm out there with a bad diet or something or bad choices or I'm getting sick, you got to follow up. Say, hey, Joe, how are you doing? Call once a month. Call. I think the medical community is really, it's great on one end and you got bad on the other end. It's great to have them on the ER side. They save your life when you're there. Kind of like the cops. You love them when you need them, and then when you get a ticket, you're like, oh, darn it. I hate when that happens, get a ticket. Point is, some doctors don't really follow up on your health or your diet choices or even counseling, or they suggest, hey, you should get a counselor or some kind of mentor. I believe you should definitely check your diet first. A lot of issues in life relate to a bad diet, a really, really bad diet. So I'm excited that I'm gaining some few followers, listeners, I should say, just say listeners on my radio show, and I really appreciate them for calling in and encouraging me. Your diet is really important. Diet is extremely important. It affects a lot. The best ways, one is eat fresh foods, fresh vegetables, preferably with no pesticides. The days are gone where you're supposed to have your own little garden and you eat your own fresh foods. Like my cousins in Sicily, their house, they usually have two houses out there. They have a summer home and a regular house. In the summer home, they have a garden. And they don't go anywhere for their vegetables because it's in their little garden. They have the lettuce, they have the olives, they have the basil, the tomatoes. What else do they have in the garden? I wish somebody would call up and let me know what else did they have in that garden. I'm looking forward to having my own garden soon, maybe in a few weeks in August, because I believe in the summer in Florida I can grow almost year round. They have, and I'd love to have my fresh foods. Now, I go to a store and I buy food daily, like the meat I buy daily or every other day, or the chicken. So I'm in one of those popular stores locally here in Clearwater, Florida, Pinellas County, in the United States of North America. Anyway, and eating fresh is a great thing to do. Eat fresh, preferably pesticide-free, yada, yada, yada. I love saying yada, yada. But anyway, I recommend a gluten-free diet. You know, when you're eating fresh meats, fresh fruits and vegetables, that is a gluten-free diet. So when I'm saying gluten-free, you don't flip out on me or yourself. Gluten-free, you already are. Meats, fishes, chicken, poultry, fruits and vegetables. Now, you want to take some vitamins, supplements, or herbs. Those do work. If you know and you research, you analyze which herbs do work. Let me take a water break here. Hold on. When you're talking for a lot, you need a water break. So herbs, eating healthy. You know, biblically, the Bible says, you know, physical training has some value. Yeah, it's great to have some physical training. It has some value. But you want to eat well, too. If you eat well, you will feel well. Definitely eat well, eat fresh foods. Gluten-free. Now, when gluten-free, if you're going to have pasta or pizza, you know, after you're eating healthy, after you're physically training well, then you could have, you know, the sweets or the pastas. And I recommend the corn, if you want to do corn pasta or the rice pasta. I'm going to be developing the quinoa maca flour pasta, which maca is really good. I'm taking that right now. It improves your testosterone levels for you men that are older, over 35. But after you have a great diet, after you're eating well, then you can have my cupcake, which I love. I have maybe one cupcake every 3 nights, and that's about it. And then the other nights I have one cookie. That's after I have my oranges and my bananas and my watermelon. So I kind of like reward myself. I have the great stuff, the sweet, the fresh, the organic. And then if I want a sweet thing, I can have it. Because I'm healthy. I don't have to worry about diabetes. I don't have to worry about heart attack. I got good blood. I got good veins. It's all cholesterol low. You know what I mean? Low cholesterol Joe. By the way, I am GF Joe. This is yourhomeliferadio.com. If you want to call in and chat, don't be afraid. 727-597-4022. I'm your host, GF Joe. I believe Claire's going to make us go to a commercial break. Right, Claire? You can nod up and down. Give me a 5-second cue. You can definitely call in. Anyway, thank you.
Oh, hey, little girl, you packed up your satchel, got your shoes waiting by the door. Take one last look over your shoulder, remember what you're leaving for. You think the road will heal your woes, like time works on broken souls. So you closed your eyes, your dreams of Colorado, so you could put your old life away. You cleared your mind, threw worry out the window, and welcomed in the winds of change. You thought the rain can't fall all on you. If you don't want it to. Run as far as time will take you, but you never run away from your brain. Well, come on home to the arms of your father so he can take it all away. Take it away. Take it away, way, way. Take it away. Take it away. Take it away. Take it away, way, way. Take it away. Take it away. Hold on, don't lose your faith, and you'll find you're better someday.
Gee. The GF Joe radio show is back. I am your host, GF Joe. Welcome to your GF Joe show on yourhomeliferadio.com. The guest is Candace Jovan, and we're having some cell phone technical engineering malfunctions. So, Candace, please hang out, and thanks for your patience. We're going to patch you through. Anyway, GF Joe is back. Alrighty, great. We're going to try to call her back and get that my guest on the show here. She's calling in. This is things in live radio you have to deal with. We're having fun. My name is GF Joe. Like I said, been doing this gluten-free for about 15 years. I believe I have a little right, I don't know, we call it a right or whatever, or experience to say I'm an expert in gluten-free diets. After 15 years, I should know something, maybe even after the first year. But, gluten-free diet has been working for me. I learned to eat healthy foods, healthy foods. Is that her?
Hello?
Candace.
Hey, hi, how are you?
Hey, this is GF Joe. You're on the radio. How you doing?
Good. Good to talk with you.
Hey. Go ahead.
So, I thought we'd talk a little bit about nutrition, and one of the reasons why I'm really happy to be on your show is that you made such an effort to take care of your own health care. And one of the things is when you weren't feeling good, you looked into a lot of things and you found out that gluten was an issue. And so many of us probably have these allergies and we don't really know about it. But, gluten is found in many products, which you already know. And I found out it can be even in alcohol. Did you know that?
Yes.
And that could be an issue to people who have allergies, who like me, well, I was brought up Italians, and most of us drink wine, and
Yep.
I'd be concerned if it's an allergy to that. And also, with the grapes, I don't eat grapes unless they're organic because I'm concerned about pesticides and things like that.
That's right.
So I think it's really important for people to know their own body and read labels. That's one of the most important things you can do as far as nutrition. I can go over a few things about just information I can give people if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me talk about what I learned during my education is I know people know there are two types of vitamins, water soluble and fat.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yep. I know.
You knew that, right? Well, the fat ones are the ones that get stored, so you really don't want to go overdo those because they get stored in the body. And the water ones you pass.
I gotcha.
So that's an important thing, and I think a lot of people don't understand that. I mean, there's so many nutritionists or healthcare advocates will say, well, vitamin E, which is a great vitamin. Some people, there's some studies say that you just don't overdo that because it gets stored in the body. So that's an important thing. And we all should have, minerals, which are very important for our bodies, and trace minerals. Here's the one issue I have with that, and that would be, we have some traces of fluoride in our water, and I think you and I talked about that last time we met.
Yeah.
There is fluoride in the water, and some of the water that even in Florida and some of our lakes have too much fluoride that they have to take it out. So fluoride is not something that you really want to ingest too much of. You can get that in your toothpaste, and I know they took it out of the water in Pinellas, and people are upset about it because they think the kids need fluoride. Well, you can get that in the toothpaste, and I don't know how many young kids drink a lot of water. I don't know. They mostly drink soda. So that would be a thing people should be considerate about. Don't you think so?
I believe so. You drink a lot more water, even if you get flavored water. Add a little lemon to it or lime, whatever. I have a little lemon in my water.
But you're absolutely right. Lemon is so good. I'm talking about real lemon, not the lemon the artificial lemon that they put sugar and artificial stuff. We don't want that. Real lemon and lime, if you put that in your water, you're okay.
I have.
Really.
Yeah, go ahead. I have the lemon that is imported. Actually, it's a little bottle, plastic bottle. I hate to buy stuff in plastic, but it's from Sicily, and that's where my relatives are from. So it's Sicilian lemon juice.
Really?
Yeah, Sicilian. You get it at Publix. Sicilian lemon juice, and I put it in all my products. So when I need to use something with lemon involved in the recipe, I use that. It's from Sicily.
I mean, in all the baked goods that you use.
Yes, all my baked goods. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. My grandparents are from Italy too, and my grandmother always made her famous cheesecake, and it always had the lemon rind in there. You know that. Put that, like you grated with like the cheese, and she put that in there. But even today, which is not like years ago, anything that you eat that doesn't have a real thick skin, you really need to buy organic, because I will not eat any apples that are not organic because it's all sprayed with pesticides.
That's right.
I mean, to me, these are really important things. If people know the vitamins, minerals, and also before you work on your own diet, which I'm sure what you did, you had a blood test, right?
Yeah, we had a.
Did you do that?
Yeah, we had a blood test. And what happens?
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I found out last year I was allergic to a lot of stuff. The last
that's
year's,
what I mean.
the last year's blood test for me was back in June of last year, and that revealed to me I'm allergic to a lot more than I thought.
That's right.
Yeah.
And every year, the body your body changes every 7 years. You are renewed.
Yes.
You know that, right? So that means that as you get older and every 7 years you could be allergic to something that you weren't allergic to 7 years previously. And you just can't go to someone, whether it's a nutritionist or a dietitian or a doctor, in 5 minutes they're going to know everything about you. It just doesn't work that way. That's why having a blood test right up front is the right thing to do. And then you can share, by your own experience when you eat a food, if you have any reaction to it. And as far as being nutrition, I don't eat anything. It's like I will only buy organic broccoli.
Terrific.
Because celery is so nutritious for you, but I will only buy organic celery. Terrific. Carrots, even zucchini, because that has a very thin skin on it. But avocados, they're pretty thick skin, so if I can't get an organic, and avocados are really good for you.
Candace,
very, very nutritious.
Tell me about your background. When did you get your nutritional certification?
In 1999.
Wow. Terrific.
Yeah, a long time ago. And, and it all started, and I'll tell you probably just what you did.
Yeah.
And I was doing all these, in fact, before 1999, in the early 90s, I got involved with someone, and I started to make dietary supplements because I was concerned about my own health care, and I was going through different things, and I'd go to my doctor, and I'd say, he'd want to put me on this certain medication, and I'd say, no, I'm taking a supplement for that. And then I'd go to him or her and give them all the supplements that I was trying or taking because I didn't want to go on certain medications. And I'll tell you one thing that's in my background is cholesterol, high cholesterol.
Yeah.
And they want to put you on those statins. Well, so many people that I know have had allergic reactions. They have it's not a good thing. So I tried to do different things, and as I got older, the last time I went for my blood test, my cholesterol went down a lot. But it is also an hereditary thing. But yes. I managed to, keep that under control. So that's how that all started with my own health. It's just like what you were doing. You took control of your own health, and then I got involved in it. And then I said, well, I need to, get some education. And this is an interesting point I'll share with you. I did a self-help group up in the villages, and it was for hearing impaired. And every month we have someone come in to give a talk. And a lot of people who are hearing impaired are diabetics. Yeah. So I would talk about nutrition, almost every month when we had our meetings. But I decided to have a dietitian come and talk, the one that taught at the USF. And when she came in, and now hear this, most of the people in the group were diabetics. And she'd say, how many people drink soda? And most of the people would raise their hand. These are older people, too. Yeah. These are seniors. And she said, well, what do you drink? Do you drink diet soda? Do you drink regular soda? I said, well, both. She said, well, you know what? Just the diet soda is okay. And that's wrong because there's all chemicals in diet soda.
Yeah,
so there you go, a nutritionist telling a diabetic that soda is okay. And most nutritionists or dietitians will tell you that drinking soft drinks is not a good thing.
No, I don't.
Any sweetener. Excuse me?
No, you're right. I agree with you. The soda, I have carb. If I want something for my stomach, I usually have either an all-natural soda with no sweeteners in it. There's a few brands out there, or I have the seltzer water with the lemon flavored seltzer water, and it's perfect. What did we have 50 years ago? We didn't have any soda 100 years ago, right?
And we used to drink a lot of seltzer water as kids, but let me just share this with you. Sometimes the carbonation, if you have some stomach issues, can be a problem. So people need to know their own bodies. If you're doing okay with it, it's okay. But other people, that carbonation is rough on their stomach.
Yeah, there's a lot of studies out there saying that some carbonation does affect some bodies. It doesn't for me.
It does.
Yeah, which thank God. I got a list of miles along of issues. Hey, how can people contact you if you want to be a coach to them, or what's your phone number or website? What do you have for us?
Well, I don't have a website. I
Okay.
just I usually help people word of mouth because I've been around,
Yeah.
a long time, and
I got you on my
but
Facebook.
you have my phone number,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
have I have an email address. You have that. If anybody wants to email me, or they can call me by my phone number. I don't have a website at this time.
That's okay. You can. I'll put it on my Facebook or the yourhomeliferadio.com. I'll post the information there, and they can talk to you, and then eventually, maybe you come on the show and be my co-host one of these weeks. What do you think, Candace?
Yeah, there's so much there's so much information to get out there, and I just want to say something. I'm so happy to be on your show because you are one person that took control of your health, and I think that if everybody did that, of course, in conjunction with your doctor, nutritionist,
Yep.
it would make a big difference. But if you don't start with you, then you miss everything. If you depend on other people to just say, well, do this or do that, without researching it or knowing your own situation, you're not going to get the full benefits of it.
Great.
Don't you agree?
I agree, Candace. I agree.
I mean, that's what you did,
exactly.
and
You have
you're
to.
feeling much better.
Absolutely. I took control because I had the world's greatest infectious disease doctor in L.A. Didn't know what was wrong with me, and the book. You know what? I think God works because friends of mine gave me a book about allergies, and I read it, and I found out all by myself that I was allergic to wheat. It wasn't any doctor; it was a book, and through friends of mine, they said,
That's
"Hey,
right.
maybe try
And
this."
that's how I started,
You know,
just doing my own research.
exactly.
And then I said, well, I need to know a little bit more. I want to get educated, and I want to get certified. And that helped even more. But, as a nutritionist, most of what I learned, through my studies, talked about vitamins and minerals and,
Yeah.
and different food allergies and things like that. Every day they come out with these different supplements that you can take, but I like to look at something simple. Watch what you eat. I mean, people are not doing that today. When I say about read your labels and don't take foods that, like I said, the apples that have the pesticides, because we have a lot more pesticides and hormones in our foods than they did when I was growing up. And milk, I grew up on milk, but I would not drink milk or eat any yogurt unless it's organic.
I have
And
goat's
that's
milk.
so important because
Yep,
they have
yep.
hormones in that.
Yeah, I have goat's milk when I want to. That's my only milk
See,
choice.
goat's milk,
But I use
yeah,
a lot.
that's very good.
I use in my products, in my bakery goods, and in my home. I use almond milk or soy milk. I have on the radio
And
show
you know what,
today is Candace. How do you pronounce your last name? Jovan?
Jovan.
Candace Jovan. She's on the GF Joe radio show. Candace, I have a little time left for you, so give me your few sentences to encourage my listeners out there on nutrition. Go ahead.
Well, as I said, don't drink sugary drinks.
Yeah.
No artificial sweeteners.
Yeah.
Use olive oil. Eat a lot of
Yes.
fruit and vegetables to make sure they don't have the pesticides. Choose high fiber foods and
Yes.
eat beans and lentils. And if you can buy those organic, that's a good substitute for this meat, like red meat, because it has a lot of protein. And another thing, think good, positive things, and always have time for laughing.
Yes,
Because
I love
laughing
laughing.
releases the endorphins. That is so important.
You hit it right on the
You
head.
gotta have good. That is an important thing to remember.
Thank you, Candace, for calling in. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. And you take care.
All right, see you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, we're going to a commercial break soon. We'll be back with GF Joe Radio Show on yourhomeliferadio.com. Coming up maybe later on is Daryl. And we're training our lovely, beautiful engineer. 54321. GF Joe is out.
hold my hand and keep your grip, because when we start to slip, I will let go, because I fear the worst is coming. I hope we squeeze too tight, because maybe then we might end up hurting ourselves while we are together. So my hands are numb the pain when we're apart. All we have to do is dive, and we can see our lives flashing right before our eyes. And the birds in all the sky catch a star or two and wish, or our souls will swim like fish from our jumping off the bridge. All the silly things we did, there are butterflies inside. Maybe they will help me fly to escape our sure demise as we're falling through the sky. Boy, keep your grip, because we're going on a trip. Could be to death, but let's hope not. Our prayers are all we've got. Just hold my hand and don't forget to hold it till we start to sweat each other's fear of all the danger that we're in. Hold my hand and don't forget, hold it till we start to sweat each other's fear of all the danger that we're in.
Welcome back to the GF Joe Radio Show. I am GF Joe, your host. We are on yourhomeliferadio.com. Remember that website, that location, yourhomeliferadio.com. And I want to thank Candace Jovan for calling in today and talking about her nutritional education. And I believe we have a caller on the air.
Joseph.
Hey, lower your radio. We can don't have the feedback. Is this Ann from Newport Richie?
Anne Marie, get it right.
Anne Marie.
Okay, it's
lower
Taco Tuesday.
Lower your computer.
Not even thinking about.
Lower your computer. Lower that volume.
I did.
Get away from it. You're feeding back. You're killing my listeners.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Today is Taco Tuesday. And Taco Tuesday, as most people do around the country and stuff like
Taco
that, it just
Tuesday.
happens to be here in the household, is just going to be chopped meat and lettuce and tomatoes and salsa and cheese and sour cream and olives on tortilla chips. So basically, it's your gluten-free meal.
Exactly. I'm coming over. Is there a taxi? Is there a shuttle? How do I get over there? Is there a bicycle? What do I use? A unicycle?
There you go. There you go. So that's what we're having for dinner tonight.
We have a corn-free, gluten-free shell. I don't have any corn anymore, but maybe I could try it. I don't know. I'm really avoiding corn shells. No, tonight I got to work on my truck. After the radio show, I'm working on my truck. I love dilly-dallying with my truck. We just stuck in a new engine. So gluten-free Taco Tuesday, all at Amory's house in Newport Richie.
There you go.
Should I give out your address?
No, because then I got to leave. I got to go watch my goddaughter tonight.
Oh, okay. How's she doing?
She actually actually is home not doing too good. She has pneumonia, but hopefully she's getting better.
Is she on a gluten-free diet?
Knowing your other brother, Joe, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. And how come I didn't get an invitation early enough where I can go ice skating? You told me like at 12:30, and I was just getting up.
And again, I told you, but obviously I told you not far in advance or too far in advance.
I would have went ice skating, of course. You know me.
Yeah. Okay. But I just wanted to tell you what we're making for dinner tonight, and hope all your listeners understand that even tacos, that's considered all gluten-free right there. Now, if it's dairy, then you can take out the cheese and the sour cream.
Exactly.
But so they don't even realize they're having a gluten-free meal when they have tacos.
There's a little asterisk to that. Now, if you go into like one of those taco franchises, no, it's not gluten-free. I already done my research.
Well, I'm talking about when you make it home and make it fresh.
When you make
like
it home, exactly.
When your caller just was saying about making things fresh. And a few of the things that Lisa had in her garden was eggplant.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't remember. Yeah, tell me about the garden again. Eggplant, what else?
Right. There was she did eggplant, she did artichokes, she did
artichokes. What else?
Yeah, besides
tomatoes?
Of course, the tomatoes and the cucumbers, zucchini. She even had, I think she also had the fruit tree. Because remember, you bit into the apple, and what happened?
Oh, this is the apple story. This is what in Sicily they don't have pesticides and all that. Everything's grown naturally. So when they warned me, and me being, I know it all, and I bit into the apple, there was a worm or two, and everybody started laughing. You're supposed to cut the apple and then eat it.
Correct.
Is that what happened?
It shows that the pesticides killed the worm, but surprised Joe.
But I assume they had pesticides in Sicily, which they don't use them, and it was all grown naturally. Also, the vegetable man comes around, doesn't he?
That they do too. You can buy it off the
cart. He comes on a cart.
Street vendors.
And he's singing or yelling. What's he doing?
He was telling them that he was there with his bell, and they buy all their fresh daily, fruits and vegetables from the street vendors. They only went to the grocery store or farms for their milk and eggs. And cheese and stuff. Their grocery stores are in the smaller towns, I should say, very small. If you went to the big cities, then they have larger. But we were in a very small, community. So it was very traditional. Everything was homegrown. And that whole 2 weeks we were there, as much as we ate, we all dropped 7 pounds.
And believe it or not, in 2000, when I had gelato over there, which is dairy, their recipe, whatever they were making over there, it did not affect me.
Correct.
So our dairy over here is very different from their dairy. I love the gelato over there. So Taco Tuesday, what time is it gonna be?
Actually, I got to start cooking right now because like I said, I have to leave. But I just wanted to call in and wish you well again.
Thank you.
Miss your face, even though I get to see it on camera.
Yes.
And talk to you soon.
All righty. Hopefully I'll see you one of these weekends or maybe tonight. Thank you, Anne-Marie from Newport Richey, for calling in.
All right, Joe. Bye.
It's 5:24. I am your host, GF Joe, on the Gluten Free Hour on yourhomeliferadio.com. Yourhomeliferadio.com. We are part of the Entertainment Global Media Group here in Clearwater, Florida. And we're coming down to the hour. I just want to tell everybody, even the listeners, that you definitely want to take charge of your health. Don't rely on the doctors. They're not going to be there for you. Probably not. Now, I love to take care of watch out for the senior citizens because they always fall through the cracks, especially with my dad and my mom. The doctors really, they let them fall through the cracks. Senior citizens are always falling through the cracks. I think we should look out for them. Like in Japan, there's a whole different attitude of senior citizens in Japan. They're more well-respected and they're well taken care of. The Japanese got a lot of great traits that we here in America should follow. And that's why they become a great country really, really, really fast. I believe that you should definitely eat fresh fruits and vegetables. Eat well. Eat Harley. Eat what? Harley. 1 minute. I got 1 minute. I got my 1 minute countdown, which is what? 60 seconds. Eat fresh. Eat organic. Have a gluten-free lifestyle if you can. You can go to my website and maybe order some gluten-free cookies at gfjoe.com or cupcakes, which hopefully will be in the stores. I'm trying to get Mr. Rally over here in Pinellas County to be in all the stores, the convenience stores, and have my gluten-free, dairy-free cupcakes. We'll find out in October. I went to 2 stores today. And Claire, my new engineer today, she's giving me the countdown. Let me know on yourhomeliferadio.com. I hope you guys come back next week. We'll have another special guest star. Maybe I'll get Jennifer Aniston on the radio. Wouldn't it be great to have Jennifer Aniston on the radio? That would be great. And we'll talk about her diet. But we'll checking that out. We have about 10 seconds, right? 10 seconds? 5? No? This is GF Joe. I'm your host of the GF Joe Radio Show on yourhomeliferadio.com. See you guys next week.